All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? This is the Lucent Truth. This is going to be our pre-show, and we're going to listen to some music while I do a little bit of drawing. And the album we're going to be listening to today is Battle for the 37th Chambers, Volume 1 and 2, until we officially get started at 8 o'clock. So let's see here. Let's pull up the soundtrack here. This first track is, I believe, Rin by DJ Dave Darko, and then Magnificent Yeti Headhunter.
The 9 levels of power. Rin.
When the state of Jin marched on the state of Chu, the grandees of Chu asked the king to attack, but the king said, Jin did not attack us during the reign of our former king. Now that Jin is attacking us in my reign, this must be my fault. What can be done for this disgrace? Oh my God. Ninja. It has to be. But they don't exist anymore. But they don't exist anymore. But they don't exist anymore.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight, even though the ruler forbid it.
feel something's proven empirically. Epistemological concepts, whatever your conceptual idea, to make a juxtaposition with reality someplace, so that you know by empirical evidence that what you have said was reality is tested to be reality, proven to be reality. Now, if that was above some of your heads, I was throwing that out for a few out here to think that they are intellectual for us. There are always a few that come in and think that they have a great deal of wisdom that they can somehow give we poor, struggling people here, polarized as we are in the lower end of the socioeconomic income picture. And they think that they can reach down to our drab existence and lift us up.
Pure direction of energy. Do. Harmony with the universe.
Ritsu. Sai. Sing. Kobudera. A Kobudera. Ninja magic. Inton Jutsu. The ability to see invisible cause fear and paralysis in your enemies. You are ready, my son. I will be with you indeed and in my heart. Follow the Bushido. I will honor the code. Wear the black star ninja. He has taken the dark path and has betrayed the code. Tiger style. Tiger style. Tiger style. Tiger style. Focus, 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 the ultimate power of purpose. the ultimate power of purpose. Focus, the ultimate power of purpose. Focus, the ultimate power of purpose.
He is the most feared and powerful warrior. A ninja who breaks from ancient tradition and explodes onto America.
Mario, Mario, yo.
When society is orderly, the common people are upright and cannot be seduced by profit. When society is disorderly, the elite are villainous and cannot be stopped by the law. At one time, there were no rewards given as inducements and no penalties used as threats. Manners, duties, and conscience were not defined. There was neither censure nor praise, neither kindness nor meanness. Yet the people were not aggressive, deceitful, violent, or cruel toward one another.
Please review for me the 9 levels of power. Rin.
When the state of Jin marched on the state of Chu, the grandees of Chu asked the king to attack, but the king said, Jin did not attack us during the reign of our former king. Now that Jin is attacking us in my reign, this must be my fault. What can be done for this disgrace?
Oh my God. Ninja. It has to be. But they don't exist anymore. But they don't exist anymore. But they don't exist anymore. Ninja. It has to be. But they don't exist anymore.
All right, the next album we're going to play is the Battle for the 37th Chamber Side B. This thing seems so overexposed.
And where you are coming from is not where you are going, and what you show is not what you plan, then no one can tell what you are doing.
Still
You are like
overexposed.
lightning. You are like lightning.
to be on Discord, how do I
I sent you a link. It's in the random chat on Discord. The link to the screen. The random chat on Discord. Random chat.
More like lightning.
What now?
Battle for the 37 chamber. Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red, battle for the 37 chamber. Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red, battle for the 37 chamber. Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red, battle for the 37 chamber. Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red, battle for the 37 chamber. Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red, battle for the 37 chamber. Battle for the 37 chamber. We taking heads. Battle for the 37 chamber. Danger. Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red. Battle for the 37 chamber. Danger. Battle for the 37 chamber.
Code red.
Battle for the 37 chamber.
Danger.
Battle for the 37 chamber. Code red. Battle for the
We have great problems with
Danger.
violence in our little town.
Code red.
Then I think I have the right man for you.
Huh? Oh, I gotta add you to the thing here.
You can't hear people when they're backstage. I guess you wouldn't want
No,
to.
I have to add you. Well, no, I gotta add you. Let me turn the music off. Ardo.
Oh. Hey, keep the show going, man. Don't worry about me.
Huh?
Oh man, I was starting to have fun. You got to start that from the beginning when we get back on.
But we got 5 minutes until we officially start. So
Oh, so it's not live.
no, it's live, but it's like I call it like the pre-show. Like I just draw for like 30 minutes while I'm playing music,
All right.
and then let the rest of the guys come in at 8.
I got to remember that this is on the browser and not close that tab because I got a lot of tabs over here and I'm trying to get some code that I'm working on with that Visual Basics. And
you gotta keep looking up stuff.
you got to
Yeah.
keep looking up how you do this. Go look at the library a lot.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my cameras if I can adjust the settings because it's like it's focusing on me and not my monitor. It's making my monitor blurry, but it's making everything in the foreground crisp.
Dude, and that delay is like
Turn your headphones
listen.
down.
Turn your
Yeah, no, I can hear
headphones
it. I
down
can
and
hear it.
listen to me talk. So you can hear me. You hear that gap?
That's really gonna mess with us when we
That's really gonna mess with us when we start really talking.
Yeah.
You think about
Do you think if I close some of these tabs, that help?
What I do is I have 2 different see I can log in as Lucent Troupe Studios and I can log in as myself. So my personal account, I close that window because it has all those tabs open, and I open up the Lucent Troupe account so it only has a few tabs. Yeah, so that way it's not taking up so much.
Yeah, 'cause we got delay. It sounds like on both ends, man.
Well, the delay is because we're in the same room. That's why. Because remember, there's a delay anyway, so it's not.
Yeah, my monitor
exactly-
broke, bro.
Huh?
My monitor
It
broke.
just seemed like it wasn't as bad with Discord.
What do you mean your monitor broke? No,
That's
it
what I
was
mean.
as
It
bad with
broke. It
Discord.
did. Well, it won't turn on. I tried plugging it even to my laptop too, and yeah.
Did you just
What's
buy
that,
that,
Ron?
Mark?
Yeah, I know.
Damn, dude.
And then when you go on the actual Amazon website to look for the warranty, they don't put a whole other company's warranty on here, bro. They didn't put their
I
warranty
can't
on. I'm like,
see
what the world?
How much is it?
It was like 200 and something, man.
Oh, Carbon's on Discord.
No, he's on
What's up, Carbon?
StreamYard.
What's up, man?
Oh, I don't see his icon. That's why I said.
Oh, that's because I gotta change the layout. I don't
Hold
have
on,
it.
let me put this link on there, and if you see, like, look at the warranty real quick. It's a whole nother company that's, you know, the warranty. I'm like, what the world? You know. So my thing would like flash and flicker every once in a while. I probably should have did something then, but you know, it would just turn right
Yeah.
back on. Like I'll turn it on, it would flicker a little bit, then you know, it would just stay on the rest of the time.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at a transforming Grimlock. Oh my god! This transforming Grimlock robot toy is $1,499.
Yeah, because they put a warranty for a coffee making place and a kitchen. Like you put like appliances. Why is a appliance company on? I got an HP.
Y'all talk about some real random shit.
monitor.
It's like, okay. First we talk about some Grimlock, and then we talk about some kind of
I'm talking
warranty.
about monitor, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I don't know what Carbon talking about, man.
I'm talking about my monitor. What do you mean? Like they put the wrong warranty on the Amazon website. Like you click on the warranty, right? It takes you to a appliance company's like.
What kind of monitor did you get?
It's like an HP one. It's the HP 27-inch. It's the X27 basically.
Did you look up reviews on it?
Dude, like 1,000 people reviewed it. Like 1,400 people reviewed it.
Okay.
And it's 4.5 stars.
Yeah, maybe you just got a dud.
I mean, the warranty should be like a year. I'm gonna assume. I hope it's a year, because I mean, it ain't been like a full year. It's been like less than that. It's only been like half a year since I had this thing. So
Yeah. So what you been up to other than your monitor breaking, Carmen?
I've been. If you look in the Discord, I'm working on my character. I was
Yeah, I
gonna
saw it.
text you today, and then you know I've been trying to deal with this monitor. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't got another monitor you can use?
I'm using my drawing tablet right now, but I got a small drawing tablet, and my dad gave away the other monitor. He likes to give away everything. So
And keep the clutter out.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be out of the monitor for a little bit. And I gotta figure out who the world to call, because like I said, they have the wrong thing on here.
I would go right there to that Walmart.
I got off Amazon, dude.
No, I'm just saying I would give you a new one.
Dude, who am I supposed to talk to? I got off Amazon, and they don't. I mean, I guess
I'm saying just get a new monitor until you get that one fixed. That way, and then you'll just have two. You can do dual screen.
But I'm already technically dual screen with the drawing tablet.
That's not dual screen. That's a drawing tablet. I mean, it's a screen. It is dual screen. My point is that it's not like you're using it as a drawing tablet, unless you got it propped up to also use as a monitor.
I need to do that, but it is not.
Kujai spear.
I'm gonna go right back up to good where you got a monitor. I'm about to get myself a cheap monitor.
All right, guys. It is 8:02.
Unless you guys have some more spare monitors or anything, you know. You guys have any more spare monitors that use HDMI?
Nah, those are the ones that we have what's that what's that thing called?
Yeah, I'm like, who uses that? Like, come on now. Like, I'm like, yo.
I never even heard of it.
Why can't we say HDI, the universal standard of computers? Like, come on now. Like, DisplayPort like the DisplayPort cord is way more expensive than HDI. So alone, you can't even find DisplayPort at Lowe's, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna go to like Best Buy or something.
I mean, most of the stuff I use, like a drawing tablet, you can't use a DisplayPort. Like most of the stuff I ever use can't ever use. I'm like, yo, why can't we just keep HDMI? HDMI works good enough. I'm like, just make that a universal standard. Like, Like, what are they doing? In Europe, they need to pass a law and make every computer use HDMI. That needs to be a universal thing, because I shouldn't have to have 4 different types of cables just to look at my computer. That's ridiculous.
All right, guys. I don't think John's showing up. I don't know where Orlando is, but if you want, we can go ahead and get started. Get this thing over with. Did you have anything in particular you wanted to talk about, Caleb?
Oh yeah, let's talk about the Unity. Have you seen what's been going on with Unity?
No.
Oh, do they change one of their things in Unity, and the whole Unity development team is like everybody that uses Unity as like a game or uses their game engine. They're getting really mad about the change they made. It's
What's
like
the
a serious
change?
Oh, so now if you make above a certain amount, they're gonna charge you a fee for everybody who downloads the game. And you're like, what's the issue? It's anybody who
What do you mean
downloads
download the game? You mean download the engine?
No, they just download your game. So if I download your game, once you get past 100,000 downloads, they're gonna start charging you a fee, right?
It says Unity has changed its pricing model, and game developers are pissed off.
Yeah.
Developers will be charged a flat rate based on how many times their game is installed, no matter if that install is attached to a sale. So
Yeah, I mean, even
how can they
everybody
have that much
even
power?
parts
I
the
thought.
game. If they re-download the game, it's like literally anything. Like they just download the game. Even re-downloads count for this, which is like, what the world? Like, you could buy the game. If you re-download the game multiple times, you're charging that developer. They actually have it set up as scummy as possible. People are like, what the world are you doing here?
How many, like, okay, I like, do they have like some kind of signature in the programming of after you publish a game through Unity, so that they'll know when someone plays it or downloads it? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't know, man. I just don't feel getting mad about it here.
Because like, how would they know? Like, how would they know? Like, you know.
I mean, that's kind of another issue too. If they
I
have
thought
to, like,
originally it was like.
Tell you. Oh wait, what were you gonna say, Dave?
I thought originally it was like you could make the game in it, but you couldn't render a downloadable version that you could upload for other people to purchase unless you paid. I thought you could make your own game and then you could play it on your system or something like that. But you couldn't. It won't spit you out a finish. Like for example, when we talk about making a game, we got to get a jar file for a Java file. So it will. You're saying it will, Brian? It'll give you a finish.
I thought you could. I thought the model was you could make a finished game in Unity and it was free, but depending on how much money you made, it was like a certain amount of money that you would make or a certain amount of games that you sold, and that's when they would start charging you. And I thought that was how they could justify making it free so that everyone could use it. But it was like, say if you made say if you made Angry Birds and it blew up. Okay, now you got to pay some licensing fee because you use Unity. You see what I'm saying? I thought that's how it worked. So what's the difference now? The difference now is if someone even downloads the game,
yeah,
the person who made the game has to pay. So I guess that's Unity trying to get into their profits.
Yeah, you should made
I'm looking at the site now.
If your game just blows up, and you say if your game was like a phone game, you know, you're not making no kind of money. Say if you charge $2 for your phone game, they already charge $1. It doesn't matter how much you're paying for it. It's like $1 or something like that each time. Like that's especially.
I don't know, man. We looked into that, and they were like, what do we see, Uncle Dave? It was like for the average game app, they were making like $20,000 a week or something. Like, I mean, I maybe I'm wrong about that, but it was like a lot of money. Let's look it up real quick.
That's the people who actually make, but a lot of people download phone games, right? Even
it says average. It says average. You know, how much?
But that's probably through microtransactions, not downloads.
Average phone.
Okay, let me go on the HP website and figure out how I can.
Okay, Carvin. This podcast is not about your broken.
Yeah, we can talk about this entire time.
It says an average mobile game with a good freemium monetization model that has less than 50,000 downloads can expect to earn $1 for every 4 users it has, leading to about 12 looks like 12,500. I can't tell if that's $12 or 500. Let me look. Let me click on the link.
I still don't see where
I
it
still
says
don't see where it says
on
definitively
the
on the personal free copy here. It says
eligibility
eligibility, revenue
less
or funding
than
less than
100,000
100,000 in the
in the
last
last 12
in the last
months.
12 months.
You click on
But
it,
when
you
you click
click
on it, you
get
click
started,
get
it
started.
kind of leads
It kind of
into
leads you into the
the Unity Pro,
Unity Pro, which is
$1,000 a
$2,000
year.
a year,
And that
and
says
that says
published game.
published games to consoles.
Yeah, like if you wanted to make a console game, that makes more sense to.
So how would you spread it? I mean, you could only it gives you only a computer playable version in the free Unity.
Well, the way I can think, if whatever the executable file is that it compiles, right? You could take that file, and if you have I'm assuming like a Steam account or just some other things that are similar to Steam, you just upload that file in your account, and there's your game, right? And I think what Caliph is saying, okay, maybe they have some way to track it.
That's technically illegal too to do it like that too, because that
Do
means
like
you have
what?
to download some external software to see that you download the game. So
You said a what?
at least I was watching somebody's thing. I think it's like illegal for them to do something like that where they're still
What? What's
they have to
illegal?
download something to technically track you to see if you're downloading the game too. You know.
Well, it might be something in the exe file. It might be part of the programming. That's what I'm thinking. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. Because if you make a game in there, it has to uh, compile it to some executable file, right?
Well, like when I kind of played around with it, and I didn't do that much. I know I could, and like it's the same with the Java thing. I could get a rendered version that I could do on my computer, but to package it and then put it on a USB so you could load it on yours and play it. It wouldn't. I didn't get to that stage. I couldn't get it to render it out for me like that. When I tried to make which one was it? The Afro Line the Chakra game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Java kind of game that I did in Java. Now Unity is different. It's complete package and everything, but I'm trying to read here. It says if you wish to use Unity Personal Edition whilst working for a company or freelancing, the $200,000 cap is in relation to the entire company you're providing work. It says that, but I still don't see how they track sales. How do you know I didn't make $1 billion off of Unity? I guess.
Well, because there's only a few venues to where you can sell your game and get a lot of eyes on it, right? You got your Google app, your Apple App Store, and Microsoft App Store. So that's where most people are going to go to get the most eyes on their game. And just like how YouTube can track whether you're playing someone's copyrighted music, I'm pretty sure they have some way to track if you use Unity to make a particular type of game. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
That
That's
will
my
Unity
assumption.
will make the phone. It renders the
Yeah,
phone
you can make phone apps in Unity. Can't you, Carbon?
with the free
Yeah, you definitely
personal
can. Yeah, you
Unity.
can.
I'm not sure if you can do it with the free version, but I'm assuming you can because I thought it was based on how much sells before they really start charging. That's what I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, and I'm like, how do you?
So they would know, like, say if you made your game in Unity and you uploaded it to the Google Play and you sold, or you have 500,000 downloads. All right, you got to pay. They're gonna notice that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas if you make one and you only sold one, if someone only downloaded it once, they probably don't care.
But I would think, if there's people, major companies, they're selling tons and tons and tons of games, maybe they're not even made with Unity. If I'm making a good $60,000 a year with my Unity games, I'm not making as much as the top people, so I don't stick out.
Yeah, but $60,000 was still because again, it's based on how many downloads,
right?
and these sites track that.
So think
So
about all the people who use Unity that makes the game. You're gonna track us all and say
well, they
this
don't have
one bought it,
they
this
don't
one
they don't
didn't.
have to track them all. They don't have to track them all. All they have to do is go to where most people buy games,
Or it's
and
probably
that's
flagged as a personal version somewhere digitally in the
that
system
too.
as well.
It's
Yeah,
probably inside the software.
probably telling on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
probably telling on you. That's what
probably
I was
something on
saying.
there that says when I get downloaded,
Exactly.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, this one,
Exactly.
this game,
Exactly.
this game, this name, this title from
Yeah.
this place, like a cookie or something like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And when you get the pro version, it's not in there. I don't know if it would say how much it sold for. I guess they would look at where it was purchased from, and
That's what I'm saying. You have to go if you go to the major sites where they sell these types of games, and they're gonna they'll be able to track it more. They probably have some deal with those sites too.
right.
Yeah.
Not that we're trying to steal Unity, y'all. Just for the listeners out there, you just want to know how. And to be honest, companies out there who have software, y'all are not just. I'm sorry, call me an old head. I was much happier when I got it on a disc. I didn't have to pay you a subscription over and over and over and over again.
What's up, Big O?
Keep your upgrades, by the way. Just you moving the button that says file to the right side of the screen and the left. I don't call that an improvement. Just because it has Bluetooth now, whatever you made, I don't call that an improvement either. Make it work. Fix your bugs. I call that an upgrade. But anyway, back to Unity. And you're using it now, Carbon?
Wait, what?
And you're using it now?
Using what now?
Unity.
Oh, I use Unity a little bit, yeah.
Wasn't there another engine? Carbon, what's your language again? Your code language?
I don't know, dude.
Which one's most familiar for you?
I'm taking a coding class, but we're not necessarily doing a language. We're doing something like Raptor. So, but the other game engine, that's actually there's technically two. You got a Godot, which is a free one, and it's kind of like a really small one. And you also got Unreal Engine, which is their biggest competitor.
Unreal, oh yeah, you definitely know Unreal.
Yeah.
What language is Unreal in?
I think it might be C++. I think I can search up real quick.
Yeah, I heard about that with
C++.
Unity, man.
All right.
That's pretty crazy, man. And like some of the game, people are be like, hey, well, we're just gonna pull our game from it because something about they're trying to charge developers or they're trying to charge people like even if the game is pirated, they still have to pay for that as well. They're like, what? Nah, man.
Yeah, I think it was something like didn't you say, Carbon, that for every game that's downloaded, they have to pay? Whereas I think before it was like you had to reach a certain amount of downloads before you had to pay. Something like that.
Yeah, it's just anybody. Or no, it's
yeah,
once you get to a certain amount, I think.
Yeah,
but
and it's like that too for
you probably have to go to Unity website and find out the actual change thing. There was a specific
So there was a specific amount before they start doing it.
Yeah.
It's interesting too because even like games like the Switch, like Nintendo type games, they got some games that's under that title too. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to pull that, and not only that too, but like how did their lawyers miss that? You see what I'm saying?
Well, if it's a new policy though, it's not about missing it. It just wasn't the policy. Now it is a policy. Yeah, but I mean, they have a right to change the policy, but people have a right not to use their game engine.
Yeah, that too. And there's one of those things too. There's so many different things coming out now.
Do you know who would know a lot about this? Let me call Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, let me call him, man. See if I ain't talked to him in a while.
How does those a lot of people matter about? To me, it doesn't really affect me, but I know a lot of people. This has really caused a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Even all the Discord I'm talking about, most people aren't making crazy games, but even they're kind of mad. I'm like looking at them like,
yeah, because they got some game that's about Yeah, they got some game that's about to come out, and it's like everybody was waiting for it, but now they got this news and like, nope, we're not going to do it. They just rather just
Yeah, I heard
remake it
about
as
that.
something
Yeah.
else. I'm like, what?
Yeah, this is pretty
Man.
big. I don't know exactly why it's making me mad, but I know it's something that's gonna affect the gaming industry like pretty
Yeah.
hard if the Unity doesn't change something. Like you, dude, just look at Unity stock, okay? If you don't believe me, yeah, go and search at Unity stock. Let me look at their stock real quick. 'Cause I remember their stock went down so much.
But isn't it a thing as well too? It's like there's more game engines that are out there, like it's starting to get saturated. But I know that's like one of the main ones and stuff. But you know, yeah, that's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, their stock used to be in the $200, dude. Now their stock is $36.
Everybody's
They
like,
used to have a
ah,
high
no.
stock. Their stock has been dropping a
What is
lot.
up, Mike? This is Brian. A long time no see. I just want to pick your brain about something, man. About the Unity game engine. I hear there's a lot of controversy about it. And I figured if anybody,
We don't want to hear you leave messages on the podcast.
Hey, this is real. This is live. Don't get no liver than this.
Their stock used to be high back in the day, but I guess they have really
Yeah.
declined over the
Too live,
last 2 years. Looks like.
Yeah.
too live, y'all.
There's one of those things too. It's
And
like, you
I
know,
gotta hear it,
there's a
sit
lot
there
of
and hear
game
it
engines
twice.
out
The
there.
echoes.
Yeah, it's one of those things on it, man. It's I know we was talking about this at work. Like, man,
Yeah, I mean, I could see how for the game makers are like, whoa. I mean, this y'all changing it up like that, but
yeah,
maybe they're hurting for money. Maybe Unity's hurting for money.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, everything's increasing the prices with inflation, so everybody's making excuses now.
Yeah.
yeah. Whew, that's like major. Like, well, I mean, hey, they need that money while I was on
Yeah,
that
you
just
won't
to
see
keep
on
it
real
running.
do that though.
Nah, yeah, I had to look back at Mortal
Like
Kombat. I was like, hold
they're
up,
owned by Epic.
Mortal Kombat's like
Epic,
Unity.
man, they have Fortnite, bro. They're fine, bro. Epic doesn't need to
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
because Epic's got other things to depend on besides just Unreal.
Hmm.
What does Unity do though? Do you ever make it? Like, does Unity even make games? Like, like I think Unity's owned by somebody else, but it's like.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things too. It's like there's, so many different game engines coming out that people can just jump onto. You know, it's not,
Yeah, because you got what is it, Godot or whatever, the one, the robot face one. I know it's an
mm,
easy one for people to get into, at least from what I've
yeah,
heard.
starting to get oversaturated with it now. So now they're trying to, try to make money, from it any way they can. But man, do it like this, like, whew, that's
All right, guys. So, Alanda, there was anything particular you wanted to discuss?
oh, I see that Mortal Kombat 1, they released
God, Mortal Kombat again?
yes.
Hard, bro.
Hey, they released the actual game story, so it's like a movie, man. I haven't watched the
Yes.
whole thing yet, but I watched pieces of it. But man,
I
I'm
saw
saying
that.
this.
I was like, oh man, I hope Alanda doesn't want us to play this.
Oh no, I still watch them. I mean, I still play the game and whatnot too. But I mean, just the fighting part of it, but just the storytelling in it, man. It's like, gosh, man, it's just like
Hold
that
up,
right
yo.
there
I
could
think
have
my
just been the movie.
headphones broke. I think he said he's going to talk about Mortal Kombat again. I think my headset's broke.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Is this
Yeah,
nigga
man.
on testing?
Hey, man, but hey, the storyline on it. I mean, the only thing though is like with Megan Fox. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about, I guess, like the voice acting in it for her.
Hmm.
I just don't know. I have to actually really watch the whole thing to kind of get a feel for it. I guess if I didn't know if it was her, maybe it wouldn't be in the back of my mind. Like,
You know,
but
out of
I don't know.
all the people, right, like who have like interesting voices that they could choose, like why Megan Fox? Like she doesn't.
I,
When I think of Megan Fox, I don't think, oh, she just has this really interesting voice that would lend
mhm,
itself well. Are they just doing it for the name recognition? And even if they're doing it for the name recognition, it's not like she's been, like a
mhm.
major Hollywood film fatale in a long time. You know what I'm saying? As far as I can
Yeah,
tell.
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to see it from. I mean, I've seen little clips and stuff, and I do kind of see what people are talking about, but it's like it doesn't really fit the part for it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like her voice is not blending with the character. Like you don't feel that emotion. I mean,
Yeah.
she might do little certain things, but it's just like it feels too scripted. Whereas
Yeah.
you've seen, especially the dude that does Shang Tsung. Oh my gosh, yo, he is just on it, man. I
Yeah.
just was like,
I
I
watched a
was.
video about that where they were talking about how
Hmm.
animated movies back in the day valued uh, voice actors, people who did that
Hmm.
for a living, right?
Yeah.
Whereas over time, they would increasingly get big name celebrities to do voices because their celebrity supposedly would bring more eyes to the animation. But a lot of times it's just not right for the part, or they give
Hmm.
bland performances because they're not it's not that type of acting, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's probably what's happening in that case.
In
They
this,
thought,
right?
hey,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Megan Fox, it's a big name, we'll get her in here or whatever. But I still don't know why they
Yeah.
would choose her out of all people. But I don't know, man. I think acting is starting to become like almost like I want to say a dying art, but it's becoming a
We got AI now too, bro. It's like
Yeah.
you
um,
gotta remember that too. Because
well,
now
it's not so
people
much a
think the voices like okay, if you die,
yeah, but I mean,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, but
the
it's not so much
voices.
about the voices. Is but it's about how
The
you
portray the
emote.
feeling and the
Yeah,
soul of it. It's just the
exactly. And I
mood
think
and
I
the
mean,
vibe and stuff like
exactly.
that.
And I
Yeah.
think that
if a famous voice
when
actor
you
shows up, like
let me finish what I'm saying, Carver.
they're going to
I,
like that voice because they already are
can
used
I
to
finish,
it.
Carver? Can I finish what I'm saying,
Go
please?
ahead, man.
But I was going to say that that it, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but as I watch media these days,
Mm,
with a few exceptions, it just seems like I'm just not convinced by a lot of the acting. A
mm,
good example would be, look, I tried watching that first episode of One Piece. I was like, but this shit is terrible. The
mm.
acting was so bad. I was like, and people were like loving this stuff. I was like, oh, what am I missing here? But now, Carver, you can chime in because I know you're gonna say something.
But it's like it's at a point where people would rather just hear their favorite voice over if it's good or bad. It's just kind of like it's kind of like with movie actors, right? They're gonna pick
Mm,
somebody who's famous over who's ever like would be better for the role. I feel like
mm,
that's kind of what's happened with voice acting is just they just rather hear a familiar voice and say a new voice. You know, that's why you're hearing the same voice and play the same role, and it's like at least you point in time. At least I feel like with voice acting, there'll
mm.
always be different voice actors. At least the voice actor can make their voice different or something. I don't know. Maybe you're right. It's kind of different, but
That's like the dude from play Star Wars. Oh
yeah, Mark
gosh,
Hamill. Mark,
Luke.
he's a good voice
Yeah,
actor.
I
Yeah, no,
never
no
knew.
comes for him.
I mean, well, it's like when I finally figured out that he was, I found out that he played the Joker voice. He voice acted the Joker. I was like, what? I was
Yeah,
like, well, I was so
he did an
shocked when I,
incredible job. Incredible
yeah, man,
job.
like totally different. Totally. I was like, man, I couldn't see
Actually, no, all
him
the
doing that.
actors in the original Batman show are actually pretty good. When you think about it, all the
Hmm.
way unique
Yeah,
voices for their character and everything.
yeah,
Yeah, they were pretty good. You just think about the
Yeah, because
original anime
Kevin
Batman show.
Conroy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Him.
Kevin
I mean,
Conroy as Batman, he's probably one of the best Batmans.
yeah. I mean
Like
that
how he
that
brought that
spawned.
animated character to life.
It's exactly because that spawned it all the way across different, even in the video games and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
they were seeing him just as that. So yeah, but
All right, guys. There's something I wanted to talk. I wanted to show you guys this.
what's up?
Do you guys know who Bass Reeves is?
Bass
no, I don't.
Reeves.
I don't know, man.
Don't know who Bass Reeves is. Shame. Shame. Hold on. Let me
Rip
You
out
see.
the new
think
scoop.
you know everybody, bro? What the world?
Only here we go. So we'll look him up real Bass Reeves. So you get it. So you guys kind of get a lot of people are like, well, why don't they make a Bass Reeves movie? But we'll read up on it here. It says Bass Reeves was born July 1838, which means he was probably born in slavery, and he died January 12th, 1910. And he was a formerly enslaved black man turned American law enforcement official and among the first black deputy U.S. Marshals. He is allegedly the inspiration for the stories about the Lone Ranger. He was one of the marshals west of the Mississippi River. He worked mostly in Arkansas and the Oklahoma Territory. And a lot of people don't know that the the Black Seminoles or the Maroons that began in South and North Carolina, and then was whooping white ass, and they pushed them down into Florida, and they were whooping white ass down there, and they literally won a war against the American military. Well, after they won the war, um, instead of allowing them to go back to where they live because they didn't want people rabble rousers riling up the other slaves or whatever or slaves. They allowed them to go to like Oklahoma. And remember, Oklahoma was supposed to be a free state for Native Americans and black people. Well, once the white people went into Oklahoma, they got rid of the black people part. So it's a good reason why he's probably was out there in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? But he was probably originally, yeah, he's from Arkansas. He was born in Arkansas. So, anyway, long story short, um, he led a pretty amazing life, and they're making a movie about him because he was the first Black U.S. Marshal, and but they're making not a movie, but they're making a series. And let's look at it real quick. It's on YouTube, and I want you to guys tell me what you think about this because I have some issues with it, but talk about it here in a second. So, Bass Reeves. Here we go, right here. It's only 1 minute and 26 seconds long, so we'll play it. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
This is just all frozen.
I Bass Reeves. You solemnly swear. That I will faithfully execute. I'm gonna do this, the deputy marshal. Without malice or partiality. So help me God.
Well, let's make it official.
Think he can handle the weight of the badge? I know I can.
Someday, somebody's gonna write about you.
You a lawman or an outlaw?
Bit of both, I reckon.
All right, so that was Lawman Bass Reeves, and you guys, let me know what you think.
Well, I mean, first time hearing of him on
Too
it,
exciting.
So, I mean, I'm interested. First time hearing of him on it.
It looked like watching his documentary might be a little more interesting.
Yeah, I'd rather go play Red Dead, to be honest with you.
Look, man, when I first heard about Bass Reeves, I thought, man, it would be cool if they made like a little movie or something. They're doing a show, but I thought it'd be cool if they made a movie. And my only problem that I see with this is they got an African to play the role. And I don't know what it is with modern Hollywood with getting Africans to play primarily foundational or African American role. Because this is the same guy they had playing Martin Luther King. And in my opinion, like, I mean, he's okay, but I don't think he's all that great of an actor. I don't think he's that convincing. But I think why couldn't they get an African American? Like, why couldn't they get someone from
Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson's probably too old for the part right now.
But somebody like that.
Well, to be fair, I don't think this generation, I think the closest this generation or our generation maybe even have someone like Samuel Jackson is what's his name? The guy that just played in the Rocky film.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, maybe Michael B. Jordan. Actually, for your generation, Uncle Dave, it would be Will Smith, and we know how horrible of an actor he is. But as far as like a big name person, maybe Michael B. Jordan, the one guy that played Kang, if he wasn't in all that trouble.
Oh yeah, nah.
You don't call me how you don't call me Will.
She said what? What? What's going on?
Settle down.
But
y'all just heard the smack across the podcast that the world heard.
Like why this guy? And then here's the thing: what's his name? Who's that guy? There was a Bass Reeves movie. And it had what's his name? Hey, what's this guy's name? What's that guy's name? This isn't the one. This is something old. This came out in 2010. I didn't even heard of this one. It's Isaiah Washington. I think it's Isaiah Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah. Yeah, he plays in a movie called Corsicana. Came out in 2022. And it says Deputy United States Marshal Bass Reeves reunites with his former partner turned fugitive Sam Tanner, joined by an ex-Union sharpshooter. They are in a race against time as they trace Jack Donner and his vicious gang of killers to the oil-rich Texas town of Corsicana. So, I mean, he's African American, and he did make a movie depicting the character. But I remember when it came out, it didn't get really a lot of press. Or anything, and he's a little bit older, so his star doesn't shine as bright. Maybe it's this African guy who's pretty. I don't know if he's really popular, but I know among the thespians they seem to want to pick him a lot. But that was my only gripe. My only gripe was like, yeah, with this guy again.
What? So what about with with Denzel? Because he played in that movie. What was it? The Magnificent Seven. It was like a cowboy.
That was a remake. That was a remake of an older movie.
Yeah. So I wonder.
I watched that. It was okay. It was all right.
Yeah. I liked it. I enjoyed it, man.
I thought the older one was better. It was okay.
Kill that thing. I would like to see Denzel play that character.
Man, Denzel be killing it, man.
If he was younger, I could definitely see him in this role. But I think he's too old for the role now.
You know, we doing an Equalizer. I mean, he's still, I could see him probably trying.
I have a feeling that's probably gonna be his last action flick, man. He's getting up there. How old is Denzel Washington?
I have no idea.
He's gotta be in his 70s, dude.
Or close.
He's gotta be like on age with Dad.
Like what, 67, 68 probably or something.
8, yeah. Wow, he's born December 28th, 19. Is that Nana's birthday? And Nana was born on the 18th. When was Nana born, Uncle Dave? Yeah, but what day?
December.
Silent Dave strikes again.
Yeah, you gonna ask me? Like I was around when my mom was born.
Yo, Caleb, you saw Equalizer 3. Like, what was it any good?
I mean, to me, it was okay. Like,
that first one was good as
my
hell.
My dad really liked it. Me personally, I had a couple problems with it.
That first one was real good.
Yeah.
Like I said, like he didn't really. It never shows him planning anything out. He's just able just to jump into everything and just always succeed. You know, and I'm like, he could at least have a plan. You know, I'm like, if he has a plan, I'm like, okay, cool. You might be able to get that to work. You know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Even in the Hitman games, you have to plan something out. You're not just a cool assassin.
Yeah.
He has to plan out his route or something. I'm like, plan it out. You know, like, he didn't do that. That's the only thing that really irritated me about the movie. There was no plan. He was just jumping into it. You know.
I guess where I see that as is more like, okay, he's been in situations like, because he's like what, an ex Marine or CIA agent, whatever, stuff like that.
I don't know. They never really say. He worked for the government.
Yeah, so it's like that's like the mystery of it. So he's just this, he's seen it all. So when he's in these situations, it's just he gives that vibe like, okay, I already know what I'm going to do.
He can adapt.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. And it's like, and it just trips me out because it's like he tries to play this character that's cool, calm. He wants to get away from that lifestyle, but then when he's brought back into that world, and even this where it goes back to the voice acting, and well, even acting as well too, and it that you see it to where this side of him comes out that he's trying to suppress, but when it comes out, it's like he really doesn't want it to come out, but when he has to protect these people and stuff, it's come out and it's nothing pretty, and it's so crazy. Like he'll tell people, look, this is what I'm going to do to you. I'm just warning you, and they just laugh about it.
I don't know. He did do that. I saw it a little differently. I saw it more as he's kind of like a psychopath.
Yeah.
But he's
it's kind of controlled.
He's high functioning, so he can.
Yeah.
And because I remember in the first one when he was going up against the Russian guy, and the Russian guy was he was. Oh yeah. He was the type of psychopath that he had no no moral compass at all. That he didn't even pretend to have one. And basically Denzel Washington looked him in his eyes, and he was like, "What do you see?" You know what I'm saying? And basically what he was saying is, "I'm your reflection. The only difference is I work on the on the so-called right side of the law." So he was like, "You don't know what you're dealing with here. You're not just dealing with just some regular man here. I'm a killer like you, and I'm going to kill you." You know what I'm saying? And I am going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's kind
See
of
what
how
he
I
said?
saw it. It wasn't that he was like trying to suppress it. It's just his wife died. He's old. He was like, okay, I'm not really about that life anymore. But then that life came to him, even though he was kind of like in retirement. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I saw it. I don't think he was necessarily trying to suppress it. I thought it was more like, okay, he's retired.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go
He's
back in
retired.
this. You're not calling me
Yeah.
out of retirement on this, but damn. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
first
but
one was
definitely, man.
so good. I thought the
Sounds.
second one was a bit forgettable, but that first one was good, dude. It was so good. But guys, there's another thing I wanted to talk about. I watched 2 horror movies recently. One is called Stephen King's. Me and Carbon actually watched it last Saturday. The Boogeyman.
Yeah, that's
First,
a lot better than what you expect.
yeah, I was
It's a
like, when I
lot better.
saw it, I was like, the Boogeyman, really? That's the title they're gonna use? I was like, really?
I think I remember this. I think I've seen this.
No. Because there's another movie from like I think the mid 2000s called the Boogeyman. This is different. This recently came out this year. This came
Oh,
out
okay,
this
no.
year. Yeah, that's why I was like,
I
why?
definitely
Why?
seen it.
That's why I was like, why go with that title? The title is just so generic. I think it's something more
Mhm.
interesting that will bring people in. So I almost didn't watch it because of the title.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad. Like me and Carmen watched it, like, all right, it's not this is actually isn't that bad, man. It's not my favorite horror movie, but it kept us in there. It
Yeah,
kept
it
us in
definitely
there.
kept us engaged the entire time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Man.
But basically, one thing I liked about it was there's no real explanation for anything. Like this shit's happening, and they got to deal with it. Now, obviously, the supernatural events that were happening was an allegory for letting go of loved ones that have died. It was that's kind of what it was about. So that's why I think it worked, because it didn't really need to be it didn't have to have a whole bunch of explanations. This creepy thing was happening. They had to deal with it. Now, granted, they did have the tropes where the main characters or the characters in general were acting really stupid.
Yeah, they did.
But then there was other parts though where, okay, no, I can see how someone would react in that way too. So it kind of balanced itself. There was some stupidity, but there was also, okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's called The Boogeyman.
Well, you gotta put
And
that one picture to the thumbnail too. Remember, don't forget about that.
oh, with the black lady.
Yeah, that was great, dude.
Yeah,
You should
they
have
had
that
this.
picture ready so you could show 'em.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy. But overall, it was pretty good. I think it was worth it. Damn, I screwed up my camera. I think it's worth checking out.
Good watch. Go check it
Yeah,
out, man.
just to kind of like chill out and watch a movie. And then the other one I watched last night. Was it last night or the night before? It didn't matter. But it's called what's it called? Talk to Me. Talk to Me. And yo.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I heard. Yeah.
Yo. I'd say this is probably one of the better horror movies I've seen in a little while. It's not the best, but it's definitely one of the better ones I've seen in a long time. Just conceptually, it was cool. Like I like horror movies that try to do something a little different. And for this one, it was really cool because see this like white hand thing, right? The basic concept was if you grab this hand, right, with your hand, and then you say, talk to me, a dead person is supposed to appear in front of you. And then if you say, let me in, the ghost will enter your body and speak through you, right? And the cool thing was, because one of the scenes, and I'm not really giving anything away here, but one of the scenes was one of the girls asked, well, where'd you get this thing from? And the guy said, and there was there was no real explanation. There was multiple explanations, which is another thing I liked about it because it created a sort of mystery. But he said that okay, it was actually a dead psychic's hand, and what they did was they plastered over the hand. So even though it looks like a plastered mold of a hand, there's actually a hand inside of it, like a dead person's hand inside of it. And then the other girl said, "No, that's not what I heard. What I heard was it was a Satanist hand." Yeah, I'm saying?
Everybody
So they
got their
kept,
own little stories
yeah,
with
no
it.
one knew exactly where the hand came from, and like all this graffiti is written on the hand, so you don't really know. It's weird. Like it's really cool. Like I liked it. It was really cool. Like and like the twist at the end was actually pretty. It wasn't really a twist, but it was just a nice way of
And then
ending
wrapping it all
things.
up.
Yeah, and it had similar allegory about letting go of who are gone. Um, it was a similar type of theme to it, but it was good. I liked it. I think I liked it more than the Boogeyman. Um, because I thought conceptually it was a little better and it was just a little different. Whereas the Boogeyman is a typical monster in the closet type of thing, even though it was well executed. This one, man, I like the fact that they conceptually did something unique and interesting and has some unique and interesting. There were some visuals that were, um, you know, kind of contrite. It's the same in a lot of horror movies, but they did it differently in this.
Put a
It
little
was
spin
basically
wise on.
yeah. Remember how we were saying, "Oh, damn, another Exorcist movie." Like
Yeah.
do something different with the possession theme. This right here did it. It's basically a possession movie. They just did a better job with originality, So and it was creepier because you don't like in The Exorcist. Okay, it's the devil. All right, it's nothing. All right, yeah, we know you are. You're the devil. This right here, you don't know what these ghosts are. You don't know where this hand came from or why it does what it does. It's pretty cool, man. So I would definitely say check this one out. I wish I would have saw this one in theaters actually.
Man, I stumbled upon a movie I would suggest no one watch.
He said nobody watch.
No. Hey, if I don't know if any movie ever got Lucid Oak Bubs, like no bubs, this would definitely be that movie.
All right, what's the movie you got? I'm
Oh
curious too.
man. It's
What's the movie
called, I
called?
believe it's called The Wrath. It has
It's
it has
Crow.
Charlie Sheen in it. It's like from the 80s. Should be The Wrath,
Charlie Sheen.
yeah. I believe it's with a W.
Oh, The Wraith. The Wraith.
Oh, okay, yeah, The Wraith. Yeah,
Yeah, I seen this. Yes, it's terrible.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
like I
seen
would
it.
say
Right, man? With the Dodge
no,
Daytona
it doesn't
in
make
it?
any sense. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
just
bad.
happened, I just happened to stumble upon, and
I
I've never seen this in the
rewatched
80s.
that
I've never
just
seen
for the
this movie.
car.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
liking a car when I was a kid, but
yeah.
I was like, that's about it.
But then and see, that's one of the things that drew me to it. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see what's about. But it didn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, like someone killed him. He's trying to come back and then the way how it ends, you just give it's y'all know me, man. Hey,
They did this one thing in the '80s a lot. You have the spotlight in the back, and you silhouette
yeah.
with the silhouette.
Well, see,
They
it
did that
draws
so
you
much in the
into
'80s.
it, man.
It
But
does,
the whole
yeah, it does, yeah.
But I mean, because like the car, it drew me. I'm like, oh, okay, what is this? You know what I'm saying? I saw the one little clip, and then it had it on YouTube where you can just watch it for free with the ads. And I started watching. I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, this is horrible. It's like, yo, what in the world? It's like
Yeah, this
it's the '80s type movie type thing, but it's just, I mean, and I normally like the movies and stuff like that, but this right here, oh no, and
Yeah,
I
it wasn't
like,
good.
yeah,
It's pretty
it's just,
forgettable. I can't even remember
yeah.
anything that really happens in it. To tell you the truth.
I just had to share
rewatched
that,
it.
man, because
But it
y'all
was
know
for
me,
the
man.
car.
I normally like almost about anything, but this right here, no. No. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even say even with the car. I mean, yeah, the car drew me in, but it's just,
Let me
nothing
ask you
makes
something,
Lando said they get 0 bubs.
0 bucks.
Orlando. What did you
I'm not
think
even
about
sorry.
Automan?
Hold on, man. Is that the cartoon where the guy used to turn? No, I think it was Turbo.
No. It's a TV show. Can you bring it up?
Yeah, I got it. Automan. I remember this. I always thought it looked cool.
Oh yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
I went back and watched it. It's still not that bad, man.
I actually have to go back and actually work. Cause I remember this when I was young, and yeah, like the car
Yeah.
drew me in and stuff like that. But I have to actually go back, and it's just one of those things like I had to do with, say, Thundercats. Go back and like, I was, oh wow, it was really like that type of deal. But it still holds up to me. But man, what is the riff or the rap, whatever? I can't.
Wraith.
Wraith, yeah, I can't do it, man.
How about
But I do
Lost
remember.
Boys?
I never really got into that. Really, I just
Lost
always
Boys
remember
was
seeing
good.
it.
And that was when we saw that the first time. Literally, man, that was top notch stuff that we saw back
Yeah,
in the
Lost Boys
80s.
was good. Lost Boys was real good.
Had you just a little bit scared. I was kind of young when it came out.
It's probably one of the better vampire movies, man. I love that movie.
Yeah, I remember my
Yeah.
cousin used to talk about it all the time. Yeah, it was with the vampires. I was like, nah, I never
Oh,
really watched
guys,
it.
remember when we were talking and I was asking you guys, what movie, what horror movie do you think is underrated that people should see? We got so caught up on Will Smith and his bad acting. I never got to say what my movie was. And my
And what's that?
movie, it was damn, what's the name of it? Damn, what's the name of the movie? You know how you get the visuals in your head, but you can't remember what the name is.
Any actors? Try to.
Nah, there's no major, like really famous actors in it. Damn,
Mm.
what is the name of that movie? Movie with ancient being in cave, mountains. I can't remember the name of the movie. No, it wasn't Descent. It wasn't the Bye Bye Man. Was it the Bye Bye Man?
The Bye Bye Man.
It might have been the Bye Bye Man. Let me see. Let me make sure. No, it wasn't the Bye Bye Man. Damn, what's the name of the movie? Dang, I can see the visuals in my head. I just can't think of the name of the movie. It had, because the movie began with you got like these hikers, and they're hiking in the mountains, like up in the mountains, right? I don't even think they're hikers. I think they're mountain climbers, and I think they might be like in Tibet somewhere. And they're hiking. They're on this mountain, and one of them they fall into a
like a pyramid or some kind of thing.
No, it's a pyramid. They fall into like this like cave up in the mountains, or like a little hole or whatever.
Mhm.
And then while he's down there, right, they're trying to get him out. But while he's down there, he sees like this this giant looking like skull and skeleton looking thing, but it's huge, and it has like these wings and these like multiple arms, and they're kind of like the arms like together, almost like it was praying, but it's dead, right? And something weird happens to him down while he's down in there, and basically what happens is he releases like this entity, and it starts to well, they get him out of the cave, but he's like comatose, and they get him to this cabin. But while they're in the cabin, this entity starts coming after them, and it kills all of them, or they essentially commit suicide. But the entity kind of drives them to it, but the people, the man who fell down into the cave, who's comatose, he's finally saved, and they bring him back to to the United States, where he's from, and this whole cult is created around him. You know what I'm saying? And I can't remember the name of the damn movie. This cult is created by this man who's comatose. What is the name of the freaking movie? Is somebody pop up? No, somebody
Sounds
popped
pretty
down.
interesting, man. Kind of gives me a little inspiration.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
I'm backstage now. But
No, you're back. You're back. I'm trying to think of the name of this movie. I remember I tried to watch it at horror movie night, and Adrian was there, and she would not.
Yeah, Adrian was there, killed it.
So we could not watch the movie.
No.
No, why didn't you watch
What
it?
is the name of this movie? Damn, I can't think of the name.
Hilarious.
Demon in cave. Bottle, whistle. I'm trying to think of keywords of things I remember from the movie. Empty Man.
Who?
The Empty Man.
The Empty Man.
I was about to say the what's the name, the what's a duke or whatever. What was that thing? The Marmaduke, the what's a duke?
This one right here. It's
Oh,
called
man.
the Empty Man. See this thing right here? That's the thing that he saw in the cave, man. That thing right there. Yeah. This is when he kind of goes up, uh, to kind of look at what it is.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, I thought the movie was conceptually, I thought it was like it was pretty good. Like it was different.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And dude, I'm telling you, give it a shot because there's some parts
Yeah, I
in there that were
remember us
genuinely
trying to watch that.
creepy. Well, we were trying to
It's
watch it, but
like,
Adrian wouldn't shut her mouth, so no one could like really get into the movie because she kept cracking
man,
jokes, and it's like,
it's like how many fingers does he have? Like,
yeah, dude, it was
dang,
crazy. Like I think what they were trying to convey was it was almost like these
like web
beings.
fins. Yeah.
Well, no, it was these beings that came to Earth that were like on like several tiers higher or order higher than men or
Mhm.
mankind, and almost like they were like these almost like these like dark gods type or whatever. But they were mortal. They could die, but not they could die physically. They
Mhm.
couldn't die spiritually. And this one of the bodies of it was like they're like precursors to men. That's kind of what the vibe that I was getting because one of the cult followers, he was kind of like he was being vague, but he was kind of like talking a little bit about it, like about the darkness and how it was before the light, how all these
Mm.
entities existed inside of it. It was pretty crazy, man. Um, but the movie kind of came and went. But I remember when I saw like, yo, this is pretty. It's pretty crazy because back in the United States, the kids would play this game because in the mountains because the Tibetans the monks or whatever would use these flutes or whatever, and it would kind of somehow like call upon the demon or whatever these dark monks or whatever. So the kids in the United States they would go to this certain bridge and they would blow into this bottle because they had like some kind of like like what's it called urban legend. So if you
Mhm.
blow into this bottle like a certain tune, I guess it will call the empty man, and he would come. And then if he comes, I can't remember the exact, but basically you had a certain amount of time before you died, like you would kill yourself basically.
Mm.
And so the authorities were trying to figure out why are these kids killing themselves, not realizing it's a demon that's driving them to it. It's pretty good.
I keep getting
Yeah.
kicked off.
Yeah, sounds very
Are you kicking
inspirational, man.
yourself off?
No, I'm
Tinkercad going
on.
on.
No,
I
you're
got
on.
Tinkercad going
Yeah,
on the
I
other
just had
side.
to
Yeah,
hit
I just had to hit the button
Oh, okay.
and request to come back in.
my browser.
My
Yeah, but those are my three
browsers.
my three horror movie. Definitely check out the Boogeyman, Talk to Me, and I would say give the Empty Man a shot. I think it's one of the most underrated horror movies out there. It was I thought it was really good.
Okay. Empty Man, Boogeyman.
Yeah, and Talk to Me.
Boogeyman and Talk to Me.
Yeah.
Write it down. Hold on.
Yeah.
Another question for my friend Mr. Orlando. I now when I asked John earlier, he lit up. But is it worth me taking my time to play The Witcher 3?
I would say yeah, because I want to play it too. So
Oh, you've never
I've,
played it?
I've never. I keep saying when I'm getting to it. Gosh, I know they like. Gosh, I got to catch up though. But I used to, watch John play it and stuff like that, and also, it's like it's interesting. I mean, if you got some time on your hand, well, if you got a lot of time on your hand, yeah, definitely. But I mean, somebody like me, like a lot of times, if it's not on the Nintendo Switch or whatnot, it's hard for me to really get into these games. Even with the Mortal Kombat, man, I'm looking. Here I go again, talking about. I'm going to have to get it for the Switch, man. And I'm just kind of concerned about the watered down version. But they were saying pretty much it's not. I mean, it's some things with the graphic, with the texturing and certain, but for the most part, I mean, it's a lot better than what Mortal Kombat I think 11, either 11 or 12 was or something. But yeah, I would because I know
It
I
seems
know I
like the
want
type of
to.
game you would probably like,
Yeah,
Uncle
I
Dave,
mean,
'cause
Because
See,
watching John
you
play
saw
the stuff,
John's
you can
score
do
by
other stuff.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll give it a
It's
try
just so much
today.
you can
When we
do.
finish the podcast, I'll go upstairs and give it a try, and then I'll talk about it next week. It's already been it's out. It's been out for years, and it's already
Yeah,
been
yeah,
rated as PS4, some of the top games for it. But
yeah. Greatest
the re-
hits, probably. I'm pretty sure.
the reason why, well, it kind of lead into a good topic for us. I remember all of the energy you had for Death Stranding,
Mm.
and I think it was worth it. But now I'm thinking about I have Death Stranding upstairs.
Mhm.
Is it worth a replay?
You know, that's a good question because I know they got like they'll have like the director's cut and things like that and all. And I mean, I mean, to me, I don't know, man.
Now that
I
you
just
know
be
the story,
yeah. I mean, if there's any type of replay value, like hey, I'm just going to explore places and yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I
That's what I
guess I
think.
would. I mean, I would say in order to do it, they'll have to give you a reason to do it. Like in Metal Gear, say Solid, in Metal Gear Solid. If you would like once you beat the game, you can go back. If you would have beat it on, oh gosh, was something okay, you get it. You get the bandana where you get infinite ammo. That you can go through and play it all again like that, or you can try to go and play the game without I guess killing certain soldiers or something like that. No, just like knock them out. If you can do that, if it gives you some kind of other challenge, which I'm pretty sure Death Stranding has some kind of other challenge you can go back and do afterwards. But I mean,
you know where I
as
think
far as
it
playing the
lost it.
actual story mode part, I don't know, man, because you already kind of know.
Metal Gear, I think for the last couple of versions of that game, you play the game, you enjoy the storyline, and now you have this online world where you get to use these skills from the game against other players. If there was a Death Stranding, there was online battles. You're trying to knock people out. If you kill somebody, it might, because you can't kill bodies without disposing of them. You remember that in Death Stranding, or it'd be like a
Yeah,
nuclear weapon went off or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
But teams, this team, you, me, and everybody, we're gonna have to raid together and try to get or do a
Or
certain
either
place.
transport, or either
That's what
transport
I'm saying.
a
We got to
certain part of goods.
transport
Yeah,
a
things
certain
and stuff
amount of
like that.
goods. We got a semi truck worth or
Yeah,
whatever in a certain amount
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
time, and
yeah.
then we're getting attacked, and we have to
And then it's
hold.
raining.
It's raining. Yeah, it starts raining, of course, on us, and we got to fight
The
whatever's
grid
in the
goes
rain.
out. The grids go out, and then we all got to do it on foot or something. I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, yeah.
And then some
It's
player versus player,
yeah,
logic in that, man. You'd have a good. It'd probably still be going.
yeah, man. I mean, till this day, man, I still say he's just a genius with it because how can you make something like that interesting? Just transporting stuff. It's other elements of the game that brings that depth to it. But I mean, at the end of the day, all you're doing is just delivering. That's it. it's, it's,
Yeah,
it's
man.
just
It's so much
that's it.
satisfaction in it because
Yeah,
I
it's
built the
because of
road.
all the struggles you got to go through to do it. Whether it's the weather, whether it's the resources. Hey, do I got enough power to get there, or stuff like that. I mean, that's it's just to me. He's just a genius when it comes to things and stuff like that, man. I mean, yeah,
See, that's
it
why I
is
think
overkill. It's just
that's why I think the next. Now, I don't know a lot about games, so you guys tell me. But
Mhm.
that's why I'm really interested in something like Star Citizen because,
I'm trying to get JV in on that, man. I'm trying
yeah,
to get him like, yo.
especially if they do something like you were able to do mods for the game eventually, like once
Mhm.
it's fully released, because I think originally they said something about you can in the package one day you might be able to design your own planet. And I was like, man, if they start doing stuff like that, where maybe not just one person, but say if you could muster up a team
Yeah.
and you pay a certain amount of money, okay, hey, look, we're gonna devote this amount of server space for your own planet, and you can design it however you want. You can design adventures and all this stuff however you want, or whatever.
Yep.
I think that's the future of gaming right there, man.
Yeah,
Like as
yeah,
far as
yeah.
being able to like customize parts of a virtual world, but
Mhm.
but it's not like a what do they call it? Like what do they call it? Carbon, those types of games, like what's that one you call like
You
virtual?
talking about like a sandbox or something? You got like
Yeah,
Second
it's
Life
yeah.
where it's that
Yeah,
you
so it
got
wouldn't
like
be like a sandbox. No, this is actual gameplay. There's actual gameplay, but and then your planet or your world is grafted into the larger narrative of
universe of it. Yeah, the
the
narrative.
universe. Yeah, you know. But
Yeah.
the idea is you have to make some kind of gameplay or adventure. You can create your own type of mineral that would be on your planet or whatever, or a particular type of city or something. Or you can have multiple cities, you know. But I
Yeah.
think as the computing power gets stronger and stronger, or we're able to do that type of stuff. Because I'm
Yeah.
still like, even though Second Life isn't a finished game, I'm still amazed at what they actually accomplished. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably regressed a lot since you last played it. To be honest with you,
Why do you say that for?
you said it was like 10 years when you played it. So, I mean, games change a lot in the course of 10 years.
10 years since I played it? What are you talking about?
Didn't you play Second Life at one point? You said you played the game like a long time ago.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Star Citizen. I'm sorry.
Oh, Second Life, you played it 10 years ago. I mean, the game's probably changed a lot since then.
Yeah, I wasn't really necessarily talking about Second Life. I was talking about Star Citizen.
Ah.
That'd be pretty cool, man, too. Like, say like the planet that you start creating, and somehow it just has some kind of special mineral that everybody needs, and people will be trying to come to your planet and mine for it,
Yeah.
and you got to be
Yeah.
defend it. Like, well,
create
hold up,
an
and if y'all
economy.
want to, yeah, economy or something like that,
My
or
kind of
say
problem is
like,
you need like a big guild. I know there's games where you have to defend territories like guilds and
mhm,
stuff. Like that's not gonna if you have a small say if you buy a planet, right? And you have like a small team,
mhm.
how are you gonna defend your planet? Like, okay, I understand it's giant guilds. Okay, you get like a giant guild, 100 players versus 100 players. Somebody's always going beyond. You got somebody defending your base.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
got
That's the
like
thing
just us
too.
of 10 people. It's
Yeah,
like we got things to do. We're not always on. I mean, our
yeah.
base
See,
is getting raided and destroyed.
and that's where
So
it's like it's like
That
when
would
you
be
have to reach out, and then you'll
but see, that
form a
would be the
faction and
cool.
stuff. Yeah, to
And
think
that would be
about
the
it.
cool part about the game too, is that you could probably advance your planet enough to where it had its own defenses.
AI that could just defend itself,
Yeah, its own
or nature.
defenses. Yeah, that
yeah, right now you're
planetary
making me think of
defenses.
Rust and Ark Survival. Because you can make basic guilds and groups in that game, and you got to kind of defend your area because people can just raid your base when you're not on. Because like when you go away, your character falls asleep, right? Your character's still in the game. Your character just goes to sleep. So you can make you sleep in a safe place, or somebody can just kidnap your body and throw
Come
you in a jail cell when you wake up.
take over your
And
whole
you're like,
government
you're
overnight. You
stuck in a
come.
jail cell. You can't get out. You got no weapons. People can loot your body. And
Yeah,
it's kind of like that.
man. I think that'll just be the thing that kind of really just pull people from guess what, like the responsibilities what they're supposed to be doing. Like, no, I need to be on this game, really doing this. Or say it's something they find some kind of new galaxy, and the only way for people to really get there is you really have to spend time traveling. Even if you did like light speed or some kind of warp thing, it still will take a while to get there. But the first people to to get there will have
A
this
monopoly.
discover this new world and can take over it first. And I mean, it'd be like a rush to everybody to get there. But I mean, yeah, that's that'll be crazy, man.
Yeah, I can't
But
remember
this,
where I said it at, but it was like design your own planet, and it was like something that it looks like they were trying to do as a future thing, maybe.
mhm.
But I can't remember where I saw that. But I think that would be so cool, dude.
Oh yeah,
And being able to design, because you know how Starfield now you can design your own ship.
ship and all that.
If
Yeah.
if uh if Star Citizen eventually was able to, okay, look, you guys, we got a module that's separate from the game, right? So you also have to pay for the module, right? And the module is just totally where you can design your own ship, right? And then you import that into the game. So now you have your own game. So you can sell your ships, you can sell your ship designs, or you can say, hey, these ship designs are proprietary to my particular fleet. No one else has it. You see what I'm saying? I think that would be cool too, man.
Yeah, you can have a whole player-based economy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you have to sell resources and stuff. It's like certain planets. Like if you guard that planet, you have like a monopoly on that resource or something like that. You could
Yeah.
be like a ship manufacturer. You could be like a chef or something like that. You can be different roles in the game, and people could fill those roles. Do certain jobs or whatever. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's one thing I liked about Star Citizen is that, you can play multiplayer and everyone be in one ship and you can go do things together.
That
Yeah.
was cool.
Mm.
I enjoyed watching you guys play. I people out there in podcast world, I sit and watch them play, and I still enjoy it. It just looks so good.
My fantasy, the way the
It's
ships are
my
shaped,
fantasy. The way the ships are
vehicles
shaped,
and everything, it's so
vehicles and
well done.
everything. It's so well done.
Galactic Flux to tell you.
Galactic Flux to tell
When it
you.
comes to, like,
When it
things
comes
that
to like
fly
things that
and
fly
equipment
and
and things,
equipment and
it
things,
needs a certain way
it needs to
for
look a
me to
certain way for me to
round
actually
or
like it. If it's too round or if it's too
the
boxy,
vehicle.
it depends on the vehicle. And like, that doesn't look flight worthy or something like that. But
These vehicles,
these
even
vehicles,
without
even
gun,
down to the guns, it just
everything has
has everything has that
It has that
futuristic look to it
functionality,
that just
futuristic functionality.
yeah, it was well designed.
Mhm.
I'm looking at
I'm
this.
looking at this.
You guys heard
You
of
guys
Ultima Online?
heard of Ultima Online?
Ultima Online. Nah.
I've heard of it. I don't know what is it?
Ultima Online came out in
Ultima
97.
Online
Oh
came out
wow.
in '97, dude. People are still
Oh
playing.
yeah.
Look at all the people in that
Look at
room.
all the
That's right.
people in
Yeah.
that room.
That's right. Because there was a guy I used to work with who would always say, "Hey, you play Ultima?" And I thought about like, isn't that a game old as shit?
Now you're getting to the point. You're talking like RuneScape, basically. What the world?
RuneScape. That's what it was. RuneScape.
RuneScape and World of Warcraft, some of the oldest like multiplayer games right there.
RuneScape was a game that he kept asking, "Hey, you play RuneScape?" I'm like, RuneScape.
Ultima Online was one of those games like you had to build skills. Like when you're born in the city, like in the main city, and you have the skills to do absolutely nothing. So they give you a little bit of money. You get maybe a knife and a stick, and they say go out. You kill a bird. You might level up one level as far as hunting, right? But the more your level gets high after a while, it's so many skills. You can tame animals up to if you was like a master animal tamer, you could tame a dragon, have him around there follow you, breathe and fly on people. Literally, they had that in the game. But one of the most fun things about the game was you could make money in the city as a new character, but usually when you wanted to really start kind of getting a little bit of skill, you needed to leave the city. In the town, no player can attack you, right? The town guards are the AI, and they could kill any player with a touch. But once you got outside, and the deal was you could call the guard. You type everything. You type commands. So if you type the word guards, if another player was bothering you, was on the kingdom grounds, the guards would instantly appear and kill that character. But once you pass that point, if a player wanted to kill you, they could kill you and take all your stuff, right? And if another animal killed you, or a ghost, or a wraith, or a dragon, or monster, whatever thing killed you, your body would be there, and you would resurrect back in the city. And if you could make it back to your body before somebody else got to it, you could get all your stuff back, right?
That sounds like a Minecraft death right there, dude.
It would be so many new people bodies out there, and it'd be players, they call it player killers, PKs. They would hide out there, and once you got a certain skill, you can turn invisible, right? So they put like a little bit of gold out. You can see gold on the ground. They put gold out. It's invisible, and you go to pick up the gold. You're like, yeah, I'm a new character. It's a jackpot. I'm rich, and it's got boom. You dead. They take all their stuff and take their gold back. I didn't start to really I built I think a little bit of skill, and then I met some other players on there, and I got to join their guild. And once you join a guild, they had a guild house, they had a castle, and then they had like things in there you could train on to make your characters strong. And they'll say, okay, we're going to use our weak magic on you, and that's going to make your magic resistance for your character build. It's like, oh, so y'all in here cheating? That's how.
So you can make.
That's the benefits of joining a team. You know, you get the benefits of the team. That's what most games.
So you can make your own. You can make your own place.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
that's
can make.
what most guild
I
games.
mean,
You
there
tend to have your own
literally
place.
there's like
You know,
super castles that
basically
guilds
most
have built.
MMOs are like that
Yeah,
nowadays. You know, you get your guild.
I think I had a log cabin, and you know, like your character can only store and carry so much stuff, right? So you need a place to put it. You can put some of your stuff in the bank, right? But and you can go to any city and you can go bank and get your stuff out. But you could have a castle and then have it locked with demons guarding it and everything, and then you can have even more stuff in there, and then you can make AI vendors. So you like some characters became they might fight and stuff, but he's really a sword maker, and he makes excellent swords or magic sword. And he can take his AI vendor and put it there, and he's outside the door, and then you can go and talk to his vendor, and you can buy his sword.
So there's
an economy in the game as well, where you can be out fighting and making money and stuff like that. I was always broke. Get my stuff stolen. But yeah, in the missions with just off the chain, because it's like you can go on a quest, or you could go in there where the quest was, and the deeper you went underground, the more harsh it was, and you get your good armor on, you got your best sword, you got all that stuff. I got my magic hat with the ribbon on it and everything.
Put your gold out.
And now I don't have any more armor, and it'd be stuff that you work. I done chop wood for like 2 months to buy this armor to go down in this dungeon, and then I get killed, and the armor is still down there, and now I don't have any armor. So if you go back in there, you can instantly get killed. But I missed that game, and
Isn't there? What are those games called? They're like 2D sandbox games. One's called like Textera. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about.
Terraria?
Terraria. There's another one, right? That's even bigger, right? By the same people.
Terraria's pretty good. It's basically like 2D Minecraft, but actually it's kind of hard. Like the bosses in that game, they're pretty hard. This would be a fun game to all play together. It's a pretty cheap game.
What's the other game that's like this? It's supposed to be bigger
Minecraft?
though.
Minecraft
No,
is
it's a 2D game like this, and it's similar.
I don't know what you're talking about. Terraria is probably more popular than
What's it called? Terraria sequel. I don't know if it was actual sequel. Terraria 2.
That's not a real thing.
Terraria like. It had more to do with planets. Says Terraria like game. I can't remember what it's called. Was it Subnautica? Subnautica.
That is not Subnautica is basically a game where you're underwater. I don't know.
Yeah, underwater. Yeah.
Check out Starbound.
Starbound. I think that's what it was.
Oh, I think I remember.
Yeah,
I think it was Starbound.
Oh, I saw Icarus, but it wasn't the Icarus I thought about. I thought about Kid Icarus, the game.
I heard this raft.
That's a pretty good game right there. That's a pretty good game.
Was this
They need to
raft
make
game?
another one. They need to make another one for Switch. Nintendo needs to do that. I don't know what they're waiting on.
What do you do in the raft game?
Which one? What game?
The raft game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Starbound. It was like, but this is similar to like Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, where it's like unlimited amount of planets you can go to, but it's just 2D instead. And it's one of the games I've always wanted to play.
Yeah, we should have got this over Star Citizen. I could tell you that right now. It's a finished game product, not as glitchy. You don't just die randomly fall out your freaking ship. And
you can make your own. You can make your own ship, right?
If you should, dude, why did we not get this over Star Citizen? What the world, dude?
The Star Citizen looks so good.
It might look good, but I ain't trying to play no glitchy game where I just fall out of the ship. Like you remember, like did you ever tell the audience the story when you felt the ship and we had to come save you on this freaking planet?
I remember hearing that story.
You want to tell them that story real quick, G Flux?
Oh, when I fell out the ship when
Yes,
we first,
we gotta go back for Ryan.
Yeah, we were first playing. Yeah, we were first playing, but we were way up in the atmosphere, and I accidentally opened the door, but we actually it's like a little animation, so you can't just like stop it. And I fell out the ship, and I was just falling and falling and falling. I kept trying to get those guys to come, see if they could kind of like catch me. And it was so hard to pinpoint because it's like a real size planet, and it took me so long to hit the ground. Yeah.
Dang. Shoot, y'all ever remember a
He didn't
game
die
called
instantly. His character actually didn't die instantly, which was the crazy thing. He was able to revive him. We had to go find him, and then we had to knock trapped in the tree.
well, at
And
least
it
y'all
was
found
dark too. I'm like, okay, I gotta land on this planet. It's dark, and I gotta land close enough because he was dying, so I gotta land close enough, not crashing no trees. And
Dang. So it's more trees out there than water on that planet. Y'all was
it
on
was a
time.
snowy, like it was
It was
snowing
like a
really
snow
bad.
planet, yeah.
Oh man, either
That
way,
trees.
yeah.
I was like, so, out of all the places he wanted to fall, he had to land in the
He
forest.
hit the
I
fall
was
on the
like,
ice
bro.
planet in the Arctic.
Yeah, as they do, he landed in the Arctic, and we had to go try to save him out in the Arctic.
Oh man.
That's cool. They got these
Shoot.
different races on Starbound.
Yeah, Starbound might be a game going to check out. And if it's cheap, we might want to try this out.
It'd be cool if you could make your own race.
It doesn't take up a lot of power on your computer, nothing like that. No.
Yeah, I mean everybody can play this. Yeah, if you get it, everybody
Okay.
can play this one, dude. Yeah, because it's like a 2D game. You should get this one. Even Dave could probably play this.
Okay, because if it's something powerful, I gotta borrow JB.
It's not going to be
If he's not getting jumped, what you trying to say? What you trying to say there, Carbon? Even Dave can play this.
Oh
Drew
man.
talking about my Goodwill computer. It can't do a whole lot.
Starbound. I'm gonna have to, okay. There's like a subscription for this or something, or like to do it, or
I don't think so. I think once you buy the game, it's yours. I could be wrong.
Oh,
though.
okay. And then you just online with it.
I mean, I'll check Steam real quick to see how much it costs on Steam.
Carbon.
Man.
Carbon.
Is it a complete sandbox, or is there any kind of like ultimate objective in the game? Is there like a start and end?
Oh yeah, Starbound's only $15 if you wanted to get it. And,
Yeah, I remember even when it came out, it wasn't that expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to get it at some point to try it out, or no?
It might be fun to like live stream it while we play it.
All right.
Or you want to get it or no? I mean, it's only $15, so it's on Steam if you want to get it.
So I gotta go to Steam to pick it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, write in my notes. Go to Steam. You ever play like those the mouse type games where you point click or something like that?
That's the type of game I would like to make because it's simple.
Oh yeah.
I think I told y'all about this. It was one game. It's called Deadless Encounters. It's with the girl from Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Party time.
Tia.
Excellent. Yeah, Tia.
Tia Career. Yeah, she's actually in the game because it's live action and stuff like that. But then the rest of the stuff, it's like you point and click, and it's like one of the characters. It's like they get into an accident, and it's like the only thing that survived was your brain. So you're like the character that's on the ship. But the thing about that game, man, I never got past the first part. Like I'm supposed to open this door, so that whenever I try to open it, it's just the whole thing just blows up. And so I never got past that. This is like the beginning of the game. But I don't know. I'll probably go on YouTube and look it up and see what ever happened once you open the door. But it was a pretty interesting game, even though I couldn't get past the first part. That was I couldn't believe that. I was like, man, I normally figure out anything in the games and stuff, and like that one game, and watch it probably was something just so simple. I ain't never do all that.
Well, I'm watching the trailer for this game, man. It just looks like there's a lot of action in it.
Which one? The Starbound?
Yeah, look at it.
You can't see it, dude. I'm about to say that.
Oh, you can't see it?
Oh no.
I don't know what you're sharing, but we can't see it. We just see just the regular screen, like it's showing like the watch
like
trailer by Starbound. Is my screen missing up?
Oh, okay. I got him. Yeah, it opened it up in another tab.
Well, yeah, if it's something you want to try, it's only $15, so it's not the end of the world, compared to Star Citizen, where it's like $40.
Or Mortal Kombat.
I mean, but you like Mortal Kombat though, dude, like, and it won't be glitchy. Like they had so much time to refine that game. It's gonna work, hopefully at launch. No excuse if they don't release like 10 games for it not to work. Yeah, it looks exactly like Terraria. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Does it play at Terraria then, or what?
Oh, say it again, Carl.
Does it play at Terraria?
No, it's just Starbound.
No, because it looks exactly like Terraria. I'm saying it's...
A few years ago, a guy was telling me about it. He was like, it's pretty wide. Like you can do a lot of stuff. Looks like you can customize your character or buy different things for him.
Mm-hmm.
No, you get to make different. If it's like Terraria, right? You can have different armor sets and everything. Certain armor sets will have certain advantages and everything. You know. It's like Terraria. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Some of the bosses might be hard in this game. Get those in-game bosses. I'd be like, bro. Damn.
This game's not on Switch or anything like that, because man, this thing does look familiar. Like I seen it in the Nintendo
You have
store.
to, okay, if you get on Switch, you gotta figure this game's cross-platform. That's the first thing you gotta figure out if you're gonna get on Switch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to say I think I have seen this.
Well, she's like farming.
But yeah, does your character have to eat in this, or do you just use health potion? That's another thing too. And this game, can your character get injured from everything? You get like leg injuries, that kind of stuff, or
I don't
some
know.
games go super realistic.
But I'm seeing a lot of different assets. Like he was spelunking. Now he's in some kind of office building. But I think this is similar to isn't it similar
It
to
might be made by the same company. I don't know, dude.
But isn't it similar to No Man's Sky, where it's like just infinite planets you can go to? Because I think they're all procedurally generated. Like, look, there's one of the spaceships. I thought that was cool.
Well, does that mean you couldn't get attacked in your ships in your spaceship? You have to fight other ships in this, or
I don't know. I don't know.
If it's like a 2D game, how would that even work? You know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That'll be one of the interesting things about it.
You want to try it?
Well,
Well, actually, this
though, in the comments, it might be a grindy game, so just take that into account.
Yeah. Now, on the 29th, guys, we're going to do a special show. So I guess I'll go ahead and tell you now. We're going to officially do Luke Skywalker or the Last Dragon versus the Last Jedi. So buy your either Star Wars paraphernalia or your the Last Dragon paraphernalia and shirts and stuff like that before that, so you can wear it.
You say on the 29th?
Yeah, on the 29th, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, I might have to get one of our shirts, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, hopefully
I already have one, but I want a Leroy one. I got a show enough one, but I don't have a Leroy one.
I mean, if you're talking about comic book Luke, I'm sorry, he's not winning that. You talking about current Luke? I'm sorry, current Luke is losing that.
Yeah, I think every Luke would lose, but we're not gonna go over that right now. We're gonna save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast.
Yeah. Cool.
But
and
you guys got anything else?
You only have one movie to judge them off. Is that really a good representation of a character?
It's a perfect representation. It's a perfect representation.
It only needed one movie.
You only needed one. Only needed one.
I don't know, man. I still like your story of it, Brian. But if you just gotta get somebody to pick it up, man. But it's just man, like you don't want them to destroy it, man. But I really like your storyline and stuff.
For the sequel?
The continuation. I think that would.
I tell you, man, Hollywood needs to hire me, man. Especially since they can't get any writers right. I'm not part of some writings guild. Hire me.
Sure. Just throw the elevator pitch.
Yeah, especially after this stuff I've been hearing about Ahsoka. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I've heard it's gotten a lot better than new episodes. Like most people are.
I don't know. I think people just love Anakin. So if they see Anakin, because I haven't seen. I'm like,
I don't just love Anakin.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Right.
You can't buy me with Anakin. The young one or the old one.
That sounds like a shirt.
I'm like, there's no way you're Mark Hamill's dad.
I notice a lot of people identify with Anakin. I'm like, why do y'all identify with a genocidal maniac? Yeah, like they really like him. Like
from a certain point of view, you can always understand someone else's view.
But in the Clone Wars,
I
he's
can't like
cool.
if someone commits genocide, I'm sorry, I can't get with that. I don't understand that. I'm sorry.
Well,
Just
if they're
don't
your enemies, you must destroy them.
No, you don't commit genocide.
If they are your
No.
enemies, you must destroy them.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, okay, these guys are my enemies. It's like, okay, like, so little younglings in the Jedi Temple were your
From
enemies.
my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, I never got wow, and
From
I
his
get
point
why
of view,
I
they
get
were
why
evil. Yeah,
I get why a certain demographic does most of the school shootings.
yeah, I'm about to say.
If you're idolizing people like Anakin
Bro,
Skywalker,
you
I
was
mean,
booing all the
see
time.
why.
I'm like, right.
Yeah.
These people, like, it's messed up, but hey,
Matter of fact, I
they got
watched
booed all the time. Like, from my point of view, all you people, you're gonna kill all y'all. You know,
Matter
it's
of fact,
like
I
from a
watched the
certain point of
movie.
view, I can't say,
Matter of
is
fact,
it right? No, it's definitely not right. From a certain point of view, I understand why they get that mad, and it's like,
no, I'm
is it
sorry, I
right?
don't. In fact, I watched a video about Stephen King. He wrote a movie under a pseudonym called Bachman, and the book was called Rage. And it was basically he wrote this, I think, in the probably late 70s, early 80s. But basically, it was about what we see today. It was about this kid who doesn't seem like he belongs, takes a gun and holds his classroom hostage. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he kills the teacher or whatever, or something like that. And Stephen King asked for his publisher to not publish the book anymore because they kept seeing instances where there were young boys in high school who were doing what the boy did in the book. They held their class hostage. The first two or three, I don't think they killed anybody. One guy, he just gave up. The other guy got wrestled to the ground. A couple other guys got wrestled to the ground by people in the classroom.
Well,
And
stop bullying the quiet kid, and that's what
and then later on, some of the guys actually killed people. And he said, "Look, I can't." And all these guys had the book. They read the book. You know what I'm saying? So he even though there was nothing legal that made him that would make him take the book down, he just saw it from a moral standpoint. Hey, look, people are, even though it's not the only thing that's causing them to do what they do, they're getting inspiration from it. So he decided to to tell his publisher not to publish the book or whatever. But I thought it was interesting. How that, I don't know how, what was I going to tie? I was going to tie that into something. What was I going to tie that into? We were just talking about something beforehand.
Yeah, we were talking about the rage, like how you were talking about how can people agree?
Oh yeah, yes.
Like,
Yes, that's right.
I
Yeah,
was,
it's
from a
like
certain point of view,
like don't get me wrong. I like the story arc of the character. I think but as far as me like idolizing Anakin, I just don't get it. Like he's a maniac. He's a genocidal
but there's always
maniac
a
that
scenario
kills children.
You let your anger go off the lead.
Yeah, but
and
you
that
didn't
just
you
happens.
didn't watch
Always
like
that
all the
scenario.
Clone Wars episodes. In the Clone Wars episodes, Anakin is cool.
Yeah,
It's not about him whether he's cool or not. That's why people like him because he's cool, he's tall, he's the bad guy.
I mean, he's a
It's the same
likable
reason.
person. Let
It's
me
the same
finish.
reason.
Cool, let me. When I say cool,
No, but
I don't mean cool pimp look
this
cool. I mean he's a nice person.
this is before, but this is even before. This is before Clone Wars came out. People were like idolizing this dude. You know what I'm saying? So and then even before he becomes like 20-year-old Anakin, even when he's a Padawan, he went and like massacred the. Now, granted, they had his mom as a.
Trust me, I'm not gonna lie. That's justified. They killed his mother.
No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Like if he killed the people who were the Tusken Raiders who directly were responsible for kidnapping his wife, he had to kill the children too.
I mean, he's got it. Like, okay. If you do that, they're gonna get revenge. Like, okay, with that, if you don't,
he ain't gonna get revenge on no Jedi.
Member of somebody's family, right?
On a different planet.
The family will come back and get revenge on you. So the smart decision then.
No, Tusken Raiders don't need
that's
that.
bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit. We gotta call bullshit on that one, Caleb.
What do you mean? If you're going,
they don't even have that type of technology or ability. Yeah, what they're gonna get revenge on a Jedi? They ain't get no revenge on no Jedi.
Anger. He might
Get the hell out of
way
here.
to get a starship and find Anakin Skywalker.
Get
I'm sorry,
out of here.
There's
Bullshit.
a possibility. Like,
bullshit. And then that's not the reason why he killed him. He didn't kill him so I don't want nobody ever coming after me. He killed him out of sheer rage and anger. So stop
I'm just saying.
There was no logical reason. The guy's a maniac. He's a maniac. The guy's a maniac. The guy's a maniac. And Mace Windu was right. Should never trained his ass. Let this ass out there on Tatooine.
She's a maniac,
The Tusken Raiders, they're really
maniac
slaughtered.
for sure.
They slaughtered them like animals.
With a
Like the animals they
lightsaber.
were. The Tusken Raiders were really slaughtered. I'm sorry. Now the younglings, I'm like, you can argue about younglings, but Tusken Raiders, they're animals. Okay, at least until Boba Fett.
Even Tusken Raider children, you're just gonna murder them.
They were really animals. Okay, they were.
You're gonna murder Tusken Raider children that had nothing to do with it.
They're
If they animals, it ain't
okay,
murder.
from humans' point of view in the Star Wars universe, Tusken Raiders are literally treated like animals. So it's like, like they aren't really considered that intelligent on a human.
You're making a lot of this is how you get these school shooters, man. Y'all make a lot of excuses to go around murdering people.
I'm not saying anybody, but the Tusken Raider, they consider like, dude, most of the humans in Tatooine.
Yeah, you're making a justification. You're making a
A
justification.
nuisance anyway. What are you talking about?
Making a justification. How do you look at it from a Tusken Raiders point of view? Yo, on our motherfucking land, you came here out of nowhere, and set up shop. It's kind of like Native Americans. Because
when we take over your land, it's our land now. So you got to respect us. It's how dominant humans see other weak humans. That's just, you should know that by now.
And that's why you got crazy, batshit crazy motherfuckers going around shooting people in schools because they have no value for anything. They can't value anything. They take the slightest little slights and make it giant and want to go murder a whole bunch of people because someone said something mean to them. Sanity. The guy was a maniac. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like the story of like how they. I will say this. I think his descent into darkness, just seemed a little bit too abrupt. I think they should have done some things in Phantom Menace and the Clone Wars movies that were a little bit more subtle. Like him just going and killing the Tusken Raiders. I slaughtered them like animals because they are animals. I thought that was a little too much, too soon. But it's almost like they had to do it to show how this guy would turn into they want to set a precedent. You know what I'm saying? That he even then he would kill young people, and that's why he didn't have a problem killing the younglings later on. I was like, a little bit too much of a stretch for me. You know what I'm saying? I think some other things should have happened, man. I think what should have happened was I personally think Padme probably should have died in the Clone Wars. Like if she would have died in the Clone Wars, no, I guess you can't have that because then she wouldn't be able to have Luke and Leia. Like, so I guess they couldn't do that. Never mind.
Palpatine wouldn't have his leverage anymore either. That was his main leverage was Padme. You got to remember that. Without Padme, Palpatine really had no leverage over Anakin.
No, he could have still twisted that. He could have still twisted that to his advantage. But it wouldn't have worked because she would have had to get pregnant first. So yeah, it wouldn't have worked. My idea wouldn't have worked. But I would have tried to come up with something to show that descent into darkness a little more because you just don't go from being a Padawan or a Jedi to just
I mean, there's plenty of people
murdering people.
Shooters that don't really just show no signs. One day they just go shoot up somebody.
The school shooter, but the school shooter people, like they were bullied or they have problems at home, they were being abused or something like that. It's other things. With Anakin, I mean, you're living better than most of the people. Let me finish saying. He has a better life than most of the people in the galaxy. He's being trained in one of the most prestigious institutions in the world. In all intents and purposes, he has a really good life. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't buy the whole. I didn't buy the whole. I'm a 20, 30, almost 30-year-old man, and I'm still upset about my mama. What happened to my mama or whatever. I didn't buy that. I thought they could have done that better. Now they tried to replace that with Padme. But even that just seemed a little forced.
So you telling
me, you know what would have been better? You know what would have been better? Now that I think about it, if they would have, if Padme was around the same age as he was in Phantom Menace, and they kind of grew up together a little bit, because the whole thing where she's a grown woman and he's still a kid, and then later that was kind of like I don't know, it just didn't work for me, But if they would have kind of grown up together, I think that would have been then I would have bought it more. Like how he, he was always with this girl. He fell in love with her even when they were young. And then she goes off and she becomes a
Kid can fall in love with
senator or
her, but
whatever.
make sense
Huh?
vice versa for like a grown woman to fall in love with a kid. Now, a kid to fall in love with a grown woman.
Well, to be fair, she didn't fall in love with him when he was a kid. She fell in love with him when he was older. But it's still weird. You know
Kind
what
of
I'm
weird
saying?
though. But from
Yeah.
Anakin's point of view, it makes sense how he can fall in love with her. From her point of
No,
view,
yeah,
it's
that
a
makes
little
sense.
weird.
That's why I was saying it'd been better if she was younger. Like if she was around the same age as him in the Phantom Menace, right? And they built a bond and a relationship. But then she goes away and he goes to be a Jedi and she goes to become a senator, so they don't see each other in a long time. And when they see each other again, puberty sets in, they're around the same age. You see what I'm saying? It would make more sense, why she would fall for someone like him, because they grew up together. He comes from a totally different world than she did. She was pampered and stuff like that. He's kind of like in many ways, he's the Pookie. He is the Pookie of the Jedi Order. Women like the bad guy. Then I'm like, okay, all right, I can see that. But her being, she had to be like 26, 27 years old, and probably older than that. She got to be in her damn near 30s because she's probably 10 years older than him in Phantom Menace, right?
Dude, I think like 8 or 6.
If he's 8 or 6,
she was like 14 or something. She was like,
nah, she was not no 14. No freaking way, dude. Maybe 16. So I guess what is that? 8 years? Seven or 8 years?
Guys, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm about to end it anyway because we finished talking about all our
This
topics.
one ain't gonna end.
I need to keep it going, bro. It's not over 10 yet.
Yeah. See.
No, I gotta go too. I gotta
Mr.
wake
No
up. Oh, by the
Life.
way, Carbon, I can't meet up tomorrow, man. I just got too much stuff I gotta do. So we have to meet up next week. But I gotta go to bed early anyway. Earlier than usual. So yeah, we'll end it here. Thanks everyone for coming up, and thanks for all of our people who are watching, which is no one, but that's okay. That's all right. That is all
Gotta
right.
start somewhere. Gotta start.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next Friday. So Lucent Oak Studios out.
Sayonara.
Out.
Enix out.
All right, guys. The stream has ended. So I'll see you guys. I'll talk to you guys next Friday.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm looking to hopefully have the the voice thing together. Get that to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need some more stock footage too. I had to send that to you. So I need to get that as soon as possible. I'm really trying to finish this damn thing, man.
Okay, yeah. Just send me the numbers for it. And
right.
just either text me too to let me know to take a look at it, and then
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
do it as well
I'll
too.
do that. All right.
All right, cool.
All right, I'll talk to you guys
so-
later. Yep.
All right then. Later.
All right.